thank you for watching this part. Watch the other parts if you want to, and I do hope you try to make one yourself. So first is you're going to lay your front piece and back piece and sew along the top. Here is a very close-up shot of sewing the top part. Be sure to back stitch the ends and stop only at the top part. Now you're going to open the dart, align the two pieces, and then sew perpendicularly. So here's another very close-up shot. Open the dart, align the two pieces, and then sew as shown. Another shot. So open the dart, align the pieces, and then sew. Be sure to backstitch everything and then sew straight stitches. So now I decided to open up the two pieces that's been sewn and align the arrow. I've pinned it down, and then I've also sewn the ears. Keep the bottom part open and then flip it or invert the ears, and you're going to fold it and pin. So you're going to do that to the other ear as well. Invert and then fold. So now you have two ears. Sew all sides except the bottom part as well, and then you're going to snip the top part of the horn just a little bit, then invert. Invert. Use a pen, chopsticks, or whatever that's blunt, and use that to invert the tip part. There's your horn. You can fill that with foam or whatever, but I decided to keep mine flat. Next, for the face. At this point, I'm just deciding where the nose and the eyes will be. So I'm just marking where it's going to be placed. This depends on your machine. Just use a zigzag stitch and the appropriate width, or width, and then zigzag stitch along. Be very careful with stitching the eyes. And then for the arrow, going to stitch all around it. So I used a matching color thread for each part, so I'm using brown for the arrows and black for the eyes. And I also stitched the nose. If you want a more detailed explanation on how to attach all these details, let me know. So I used white thread for the eyes and pink for the blush. Now time to attach the face piece to the main hat. So you're going to put them together, right sides together, and sew a straight stitch across. So there we have it. We're going to check and see. It's so cute. And then I stitch the sides so it won't move much, and I did the other sides as well. Now it's time to attach the ears and horns. So decide where you want the ears to be. And then carefully flip it inside. I'm not careful. So pin it down. And do the same thing for the horns. So decide where you want it to be. And then flip it inside. Very careful. I'm not careful. And then you could adjust it any way you want. And pin. You're going to do the same thing to the other side. Here we go. And then you're going to lay the back piece to the front, pin it down, and you're going to sew. You could start from the bottom to the last stitch at the top, or start at the top from where you last sewn and then continue downwards. So here is what it would look like. It's been sewn and then stopped at the top. There's a weird diagram of it. And then you're going to invert your hat. So I'm just showing where I started and stopped. Now invert your hat very carefully in case that there are some parts that aren't sewn, but it's been sewn very nicely, and there we go, that's your hat. You're going to hem the bottom piece to make it very neat. Just fold it over and sew straight across or around the hat. Now there we have it. There's your hat. I actually added a lining piece for this. I'm going to make another video for how to make a lining and how to attach the lining, because you can of course make the hat without the lining and it would still look good. And I do hope you try to make one yourself. Be sure to leave a like or follow me on my social media, so I might post more hat pictures there. And if you have other suggestions for me to make, just leave it in the comments. Thank you.